Hi, I'm Cherry from Above and Beyond Recruitment. This is the 8th and final video in a series for owners and founders of small businesses who are planning to grow over the next 12 months. Today's video is about what to do if you've made the wrong hire. In a small business, making the wrong hire can be a nightmare. It's expensive, it's time consuming, and the knock-on impact to the company culture can be felt so much more strongly when you're just a small team. So what do you do? Do you stick with it for a while, putting up with someone who isn't keeping pace with the work and maybe damaging the company culture? Or do you face it head on, admit that you've made a mistake and work on rectifying it? As uncomfortable as it feels, you have to deal with the situation, and quickly. It can be really tempting to just hang on a few months and hope that they'll get it, or hope that things will improve, but if you've got doubts, then trust your instinct. The sooner you confront the issue, the less costly it will be, and the smaller the impact will be on the wider business. And it's much fairer to the new hire and to the rest of your team. The first thing you have to do is have an honest, upfront, and probably quite uncomfortable conversation with the new hire. Be honest with them about what the gap is between your expectation of someone in this role and their performance so far. Then look at why that gap is there. Is it something that could be remedied? Get their feedback and be prepared to listen. This conversation alone will often be a good indicator as to whether they're open to feedback, willing to adapt, and proactive in working out solutions. A great attitude at this point may give you a lot of insight as to whether or not they're somebody you're likely to want to keep. So find out if it's something that can be resolved. Is it a lack of clarity around expectations? Is it down to a lack of training and onboarding support from the business? And is it perhaps that they're competent, but they're in slightly the wrong role? They've got some great value they could add to your business, they just need it pointed in a slightly different direction. Then involve them in helping to devise what the solution looks like. Communicate the problem with the wider team so everybody feels involved. And then communicate with the new hire regularly as you make these changes and make sure everything is on track. If the problem is not something which can be easily resolved, perhaps they don't have the technical skills required for the job. There's no alternative role in the company for them, or maybe they're just creating a bad atmosphere and really affecting the happiness of your wider team, then you have to let them go. This is never nice to do, but it is the right thing to do for the new hire, for the wider team, for you and for your business. And that is what probationary periods are for. Whether the new hire ends up staying with you in a different capacity or whether they end up exiting the business, the most important thing to do is to reflect, learn, and adapt. Take a really good look at what happened and why, and make sure it doesn't happen again. What do you need to change within the business to prevent it from happening? Do you need to perhaps change the scope of the role that you're hiring for? Do you need to change and amend your interview process? Perhaps you need to introduce or tighten up your assessment process to make sure you're getting the right people who are technically competent to do the job. Do you need to review your onboarding process? Are you setting out your expectations for the role really clearly from the beginning? And are you offering plenty of support and training in those first few weeks and months to make sure people have all the tools they need to do the job? Are you catching up with the new hire regularly and listening to their feedback and their experience in the role? And are you involving other members of the team in the hiring process to make sure there's a good culture and team fit? Are you assessing candidates against your company's core values to ensure there's a holistic fit, not just with the role, but with the business? Whatever it may be, learn from it. Your recruitment process should be ever evolving, and it will be a continual learning process as your business grows. If you've made the wrong hire recently and you want to talk about how to rectify it, or perhaps you're replacing a bad hire and you're terrified of getting it wrong again, then please get in touch. I'd be more than happy to have a chat to understand your business, your needs, and look at how I can support you. So as always, send me a message through LinkedIn, or you can book a call with me through the link in my calendar, which I'll put in the comments. Thanks very much.